Hi, I'm Sir Evans, the founder of Quality Service and the Superpower Planner, where we help our clients get unstuck through the power of a plan. 20 years ago, I was 525 pounds. Over the last 15 years, I've grieved the loss of my mother, my father, my sister, and my brother. So I can relate to what it feels like to be stuck in a situation and not know which direction you want to go next. So I've dedicated my life to helping clients overcome some of the same pitfalls that I had to go through. I was born July 1st, and according to astrology, that makes me a Cancer. Now, I don't know how many of you follow astrology. I don't follow it like I used to, but one of the stereotypes that accompanies that is that we're overly emotional. Now, I will give it to it. There seems to be a little bit of truth attached to that. But one thing that I can tell you for sure is that every single emotion that I have is valuable. There hasn't been a time in my life where I went through a season of adversity where I didn't have to tap into my emotions. Whether it was sadness, whether it was frustration, or whether it was fear, emotion was present and it was a determining motivator to help me get through to the next level. Sometimes you have to use your logic and your creativity as your tools and use your emotions as your motivator. So let me leave you with a couple of things just to help you keep your emotions in check and to use them for their true potential. First of all, we have to acknowledge our emotions. You weren't given a single emotion inside of your body that is pointless. You weren't given any emotions that are useless. So the key is, how are we using those emotions and how are they being displayed? Secondly, you have to disregard all of the stereotypes. There's so many stereotypes that are placed upon men. Whether we shouldn't be emotional, whether we shouldn't show fear, whether we shouldn't show sadness, whether we shouldn't cry. All of that is hogwash. Throw that out of the window. That doesn't work and it's not effective. We were given our emotions for a reason. Even our women. Overly emotional is a stereotype that's often given to them. God gave you your intuition for a reason. Oftentimes men will try to convince our women that their intuition is off or that your compass isn't reading correctly. Sometimes they can be heightened, sometimes they can be overwhelming, but your emotions are there to serve you and they're there for a specific purpose. We also have to keep in mind to use some discretion when it comes to our emotions. Jesus wept. Jesus was angry. So am I better than Jesus? Absolutely not. I have emotions and they're used for a purpose. The problem with our emotions is how they're displayed. If you're angry, how are you displaying that anger? If you're frustrated, what are the actions that come after that frustration? So I'll give you an example. There's a story in the Bible, right around Mark 10, where Jesus is healing the people and the children are trying to get to Jesus. But for some reason, the disciples decided this is the day that they wanted to scold the children. The word says that Jesus was angry. One thing that I love to do, I love to study the word. I love to break down some of these words. So when I saw that angry, I said, how angry was Jesus? When we break down the Greek meaning of that word, it means violently aggressive. It means so angry to want to lay hands. Now that changed my entire perspective. Oftentimes we think of Jesus as sweet Jesus, kind Jesus, graceful Jesus. We don't really think of Jesus as wanting to lay hands on anybody. The thing that made the difference was how he responded in that anger. Aggression. As a young man, we use aggression as a motivator. We use it as a fuel to get to the next level. But oftentimes aggression can get us into trouble when we don't put it out into the atmosphere under the right circumstances. He didn't lay hands on him. He was angry, but that didn't mean he displayed it in a physical manner. So we have to be mindful of our emotions, how we're using them, and how they're being executed on a day-to-day basis. So one thing that I've had to learn how to develop is being assertive versus aggressive. But keep in mind, none of your emotions are wrong. They're there for a reason. They're there to help you. Let your logic, let your creativity be your tools. Let your emotions be your motivators. Make sure you subscribe to the channels for more inspiration, motivation, and empowerment and how to help you overcome those adversities in your life. Operation Overcome, Sir Evans, to the next time.